It's literally gonna be like a Pinterest board in real life. Genuinely one of the most uncomfortable chairs I've ever sat on. It's so freaking cool. And hello friends, and welcome back to another video. I am feeling pretty good today because we have a blue sky. The sun is out. Today was the first day I left the house in about a week because of the snow and the ice. I've been working remotely this entire week, and so when I saw that it was blue skies and the roads were like, you know, slightly clear, I told boyfriend, I said, let's at least go like get a coffee or something. I think I need to buy myself an espresso machine again because mine broke a couple of months ago, and I told myself
that it was like a sign from the universe that I need to stop drinking so much coffee.
But I am probably gonna just buy a new one sometime soon because I'm not a big fan of just like black coffee. It actually makes me really sad and depressed to just drink regular black coffee. Had something on my mind for a while. So I put on I put on sort of real clothes for you so that we can totally redo my desk situation, my desk area. I'm like almost 60% of the way through this manuscript, which feels very good, but also still kind of daunting. In my last writing vlog, I redid the entire outline. I'm feeling newly invigorated, and so I just want to make sure that my desk area really optimizes and reflects my new kind of reinvigorated confidence in the story, if that makes any sense. So here's the plan. We are going to basically storyboard where the current art is right now. I am obsessed with these prints. I will attempt to link them below. I think they're Thunder Voice Eagle. He did Native American Gothic, and then the Navajo girl with the turquoise earring. Basically, I want to take all of my like Pinterest board inspiration and print it all out. I'm just going to print it with my printer. I'm not going to do anything fancy, and literally just like put it on the wall. I'm writing a dark academic romantasy that has quite a few people, like there's students, and so I have this little cast of characters shows like who's dorming with who, so I can keep everybody straight. I have a new chair, which is so exciting. This like olive green, I don't even know what to call this material. It's from Amazon. It's actually a dupe for one that I found, and I fell in love with at Pottery Barn, but they wanted $100 like white glove delivery fee. I reverse image searched it, found this one on Amazon for the same price but free delivery. So obsessed with this because the one I had before was not great. The cat had started tearing it up. I've had that one for years. It's pretty old, and it was genuinely one of the most uncomfortable chairs I've ever sat on. We are going to keep all of the index cards. I mean, I have them in a document like typed up, but it helps me like see my progress, you know? So we're gonna keep those. It's literally gonna be like a Pinterest board in real life. Let's go ahead and get started. I finally let Guillermo go outside after like a week of snow and ice. He looks pretty content. Okay, first phase has been completed. We just had to remove obviously those big art prints because they were taking up so much space. So those have been moved to the bedroom. My first little problem that I've run into, it's not really a problem, it's just one of those things where you do something one time and then you realize like it could be improved. These are tiny, which I just made them on Canva. I just like drag and dropped the photos in and then like made sure everything was just kind of like evenly spaced and kind of fit on there. The thought was I have some black paper, which definitely fits the vibe of the story. It's a dark academic kind of, they live in this like kind of gothic, it's basically like a mansion. They've sort of commandeered it. It's like a super old mansion. Instead of putting these just like with little tiny pieces of tape behind them up on the wall, I could put them, you know, kind of organize them a little bit better on those black pieces of paper. Also, I have a label maker. And I like the idea putting the names of the characters underneath or on top or whatever, and then also the places. So let's experiment with that and see if that works. We are reprinting a few more of them. All of these images are just from my Pinterest board. Okay, I think these are still a little wet, but much better, especially the ones that have a little bit more detail. The house that they live in is 3 floors, and one of the top floors is like a little cafe where they can go for like meals in between like the formal kind of sit down dinner that they have every night. And this is just like exactly how I saw it in my head. I am gonna try to do a sort of like from left to right kind of story arc situation. So anyway, we have like some of the things that happen sort of towards the beginning, like a picture in my mind that represents an event will go up there, and then this one is so cool. Some of these are like images that represent something I've already seen in my head, and then some of these I want up on the wall because they've inspired me every time I look at them, but I haven't exactly figured out how to, or if I even will, incorporate them into the story. And these, I printed off some quotes, and then this is an AI generated image that like an artist enhanced some way. That's what the comment on Pinterest said, so I guess take it with a grain of salt, but it's so freaking cool. And this is like a goddess that they, not that they worship, but that's sort of like an archetype or like an image. It's almost like the houses or the school's like mascot in a way. Okay, it's been a little bit since I printed everything off. Had to reprint a few things, you guys saw that. So I have my little like, I'm calling them like baseball card, what should I call them? They're like little, I mean, I don't have to call them anything. I don't exactly know yet how I'm going to do all of the characters. Well, I think I'm just gonna leave all of the characters up on the cast of characters paper because I can actually see them fairly well from where I'm sitting. So I think it's time to actually start getting some stuff up on the wall. I want to use my Cricut. I have the little baby Cricut, the Cricut Joy. I want to do like a title, like just to say like Project Souls or something like that. I have a working title, but I'm obviously not going to share that with the internet yet. So I'm going to put like Project Souls up at the top. I haven't decided what paper I'm going to use yet. If I'm going to do like black paper or maybe the silver, like kind of holographic paper. I think that would be kind of cool. But I have a couple of things that I can put up on the wall. So this turned out really funky. I don't know where I was going with this. I kind of like the idea of it feeling like, you know, when you had like a scrapbook kind of like junk journal, like that kind of vibe. The book is definitely more like sophisticated, but I like the idea of this just being a fun project where I can throw random stuff up on the wall. So that's why things look like super random. Can't even really see this one. It's like smoke coming out of someone's head. You can see the other two, the one with the water, the like, can you? I don't know. The sun and the reflections right now are super weird, but that's gonna go up with something here where I explain like in the book I call them their specialties, so I might use the label maker. And then we have this little goddess of souls. I tried to make it look kind of like, you know, it's like in a frame, because this is on, so like if you're in the house, on the like first floor landing, like between the first and second floors, there's a landing. This is like a giant portrait, like almost like floor to ceiling, like big portrait, of this like goddess figure, something similar to this. So I thought this would be really cool, kind of like up in the center of the wall. So let's start putting stuff up there. And I think once I do that, I will be able to figure out like what I want to put around it. Okay, so I think I mentioned this earlier. I want to do basically chronologically how the book goes from left to right. So I'm thinking maybe we go, like we start right here and then we go, it basically is kind of forming a little bit of a U shape right now. So maybe we start on the left, kind of go down, over in the middle, and then kind of like up or down or something. I don't know. It doesn't have to be like an exact timeline by any means. Just like roughly in the order that the story goes in. I think I'm gonna start putting my little baseball cards. I don't know why I'm calling them that. It doesn't really make any sense, but I'm gonna start putting these up as the main character is like introduced to them, like as she goes to each of them and like visits each of the places. So I'm gonna start kind of putting these on the wall based on when she sort of visits them. Okay, friends, we are officially using the ring light because it is still winter after all. So you can't really see it all too well behind me. I'll probably have to carry this video into tomorrow and then show you like in proper light. I have some things happening. It's a little bit like chaotic and hectic, but I like what I have so far. I've added even some stickers and stuff. Here were some other little things that I'm undecided on. I bought these gorgeous moth stickers from Katya Hinnick. I am probably absolutely butchering her name. These are gorgeous. I love them so much. It is kind of a motif in this book. I thought I have these stickers, I could put them up there somewhere, but then I remembered, and I think you guys have seen these if you watched it was a Vlogtober vlog where I like decorated for Halloween, and I used my Cricut to cut out bat and moth shapes from that black paper, and then I kind of bent them so that it looked like little wings. How cool! I almost forgot about them. These are the Luna moths. So I remembered that I had these, so I was like, why don't I just put these instead of using those really pretty stickers, because I want to save those, I think, for my bullet journal. I could put these on the wall. And then I have a little bat. It's a freaking bat.
It's freaking bats. I love Halloween.
So I'm gonna put these on because I forgot about these and I'm so excited because they definitely fit the vibe. And then a few other things, again, I'm undecided. I have this old sticker pack from like Michael's or Hobby Lobby that's desert themed, like desert-y vibes. And the beginning, literally only like the first chapter, but the beginning of the book, it does take place in somewhere in the desert. I don't even know if I say exactly. I'm trying to layer it with things like I would, you know, if I was journaling, because I feel like it adds so much more like depth and stuff to it. And then I have this random piece of like cardstock that I tea dyed. It was either tea or coffee. You can kind of see this area has been like dyed a darker color. I thought it would be really cool to write on here or print some sort of Latin spell or Latin phrase or something, or I could make this look like a book, like the book cover, or like a page out of a book, because there is like magic and spells and like different incantations and stuff that they use in the book. And then another thing, so Aurora, the artist, I'm obsessed with her music. It's absolutely brilliant. She's a Norwegian artist. She sings mostly in English, and oh my gosh, her last album that came out, What Happened to the Heart, it's so good. Like, I cannot express how powerful, like her music just gets to the core of something, like emotions that I have that are hard to express. I don't know, she's just amazing. And I drew this. I don't even have a date on it. I thought this would be kind of cool to put up there just as like a tribute, because her music I have used a lot, listened to a lot as like inspiration for this book, particularly The Blade. That's a really cool one. She has for sure influenced this book in a kind of a subtle way, but she has. So I'm gonna put this up there too, just as like a little, you know, a little tribute to Aurora. morning, friends. It's the next day. It is now the afternoon. I've added a few things. I think last night you saw me add the kind of title at the top. So before we actually do anything else up there, or I show you some things that I added, we need to actually start looking at the actual desk itself, because I want to add a few candles and take you guys through some of the coolest candles that I got. I ordered, you can actually do like an unscented, they sell like an unscented version. I ended up getting like the musk scent, I think is what it was called. Anyway, look at how cool these freaking candles are. This is the Veiled Lady, and this is the Head of David, I believe. I have this one too. I forget their names. They all had names. This was like, yeah, Venus or something, the statue of Venus, or... Oh, it literally says Venus. Hilarious! I just realized that for the first time. I have looked at this candle so many times and just now saw that it has her name on there. And then there was also like a male bust, like almost like Statue of David style, like from the waist up. It was like a pack of 4, and I'm so obsessed with them because they have a vibe, you know? They have a vibe to them. Now it's just time to kind of focus on the desk area and kind of decorate it. And then, yeah, we're gonna finish up the wall and be done. And then I can actually do the writing that I'm really supposed to be doing. So let's finish so I can actually get to, you know, the writing part. Okay, so I ended up going with the black candle. I do have, and I should have done like a big candle haul, I guess, before this video, but the only other ones I have are these. They're really pretty. They're in this blue color, but they're the Northern Lights ones that I love so much. It's prairie blue with gold is the color. They have this like, kind of like gold foil. But this is such a spring color, you know? It doesn't really match the vibe. And then I've just scattered some of the other candles around. The more like, what would you call them? Like sculptural ones? Like the ones of the people? We have one very, very tall candle, which it's a little bit ridiculous how high it is, to be honest. And then I have another one it still has a bit left. It's got like an inch of wax left. So I don't want to, well, first of all, I don't have anything to replace it with. So those are gonna stay there like that for now, and we're just gonna be happy with them like that. So the goal is to actually keep it super minimal over here. I used to have a like a proper laptop stand. This is literally a tissue box holder that is supposed to look like a stack of books that I'm using currently as my laptop stand. The actual proper laptop stand I had, the feet like kicked out awkwardly. It took up so much space, and this is really not a huge desk at all, and it took up too much like real estate on the desk. So it does look silly, but until I can upgrade to, I would like to upgrade to an iMac, but they're like over $1,000, so we're not doing that right now. I really like to write with candlelight. I can't remember if I've said that already. So I am going to buy some more candles actually, because this is pretty much all I have left aside from the blue ones. But other than that, like that's it. I'm going to try to keep it like pretty clean. The only other thing I have over here that sits right here all the time is that new outline that you guys watched me do. The only thing that is driving me crazy is the color of these Post-it notes. But these are like color coded. So like the green ones match. It kind of goes along roughly with the outline. Anything that's this like yellowy color, I'm aware the sticky notes are green, not yellow, but anything that's this yellow color, I'm removing in draft 2. And then the pink is stuff that I'm adding. So it kind of color codes, it's like coordinated with the outline. I think I need to leave it. I think I'm talking myself out of it, because even though this would look better up on the wall, I think it's actually gonna save my sanity a little bit later in the drafting process for draft 2 if things are color coded. So I think I'm gonna leave them. So on the left, and I'll give you guys B-roll as we do this, we have the word count tracker. So I started this in February, gonna carry it through May. Hopefully the first draft will be finished by then. I actually have a course that I'm enrolled in for April. that's like a revising course, like how to revise your first draft. So I would actually like to finish it by then. So we'll see, but I would like to finish it by summer. Then you guys saw the goddess herself, the goddess of souls. At the beginning, we see a girl with a fire in the background. It starts at like a traveling show. She's like basically employed at this traveling show in the desert. And that is literally only chapter 1. We move on very quickly to the house. On the right, you'll actually see what I want to use as the epigraph, the woman's blood quote. I really want to use that, I think. So then we mosey on down from the house, and then you start to see a few more characters. You start to see a couple of different settings. So like what her dorm room looks like, the pool, the library, the greenhouse. I ended up writing Anima Infinita on it. Anima Infinita basically means like soul unbound, or like unbound soul in Latin, but I wanted to make it kind of look like an old book cover. And then we get over further to kind of the right side, and then now we're much deeper into the plot. So we've got a couple of things happening in the woods and at this big waterfall. There's a couple of really important scenes that happen there. We have a couple of images that kind of describe what some of the students' specialties are, their supernatural abilities. And then the cast of characters. This has been so freaking helpful. I feel like this is the thing that I'm going to glance up at the most. Adding those little character images and making like a little ID card for each of them. I cannot tell you how helpful this will be for you if you're writing anything where there's a lot of characters and you kind of need to keep track of a lot of different people. And then I also put a little dried rose over here. It's just always hanging around, so I thought it kind of looked cool here on the wall. And I think this is where I'm gonna leave you, because now I have officially distracted myself enough from the actual writing process. I really do feel like, truthfully, this wasn't just like a fun creative project. I really do feel like every time I walk by and look at it, it is going to kind of reinvigorate me to sit down and write. It's going to inspire me. It's just so much fun to look at least for me. I don't know if it was like as cool as what you guys thought it was going to be, but I like it a lot. And I can definitely see myself at least doing the cast of characters thing with the faces of the people for every subsequent book that I write, because I just find that so helpful. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope this inspired you in some way. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. I thought I saw a spider, sorry. There's some in my teeth.